Okay, good morning. So what you missed is at about 5 o'clock in the morning, after I finished feeding my daughter, I came to check on the barley, and it was a nice deep pink color. So all I did was unplug it, which means it's had time to cool, which barley has to do. A, because the cooker is very hot once it's done cooking it, and B, because barley has to be at room temperature before you put it in the fridge. So what we're going to do now is we take out the barley bag. We just put it in a bowl to the side for right now. I've already washed my hands. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to put the barley in a container. So you have the handy dandy strainer from earlier, and you just fit that right in the top. So obviously I've already cleaned this barley container, and now, because the barley expands when you cook it, a lot of times loose barley pops out of the thing, and you just have to make sure it doesn't go in. Voila. And you just take the lid and you seal it. Okay, so that's now ready to just finish cooling down and put in the fridge. Once that's done, you got to kind of throw out the excess barley, clean the muslin in the sink, clean the cooker, get that all ready and clean for the next batch. So in terms of having an alternate food supply ready for the baby, the best thing for the first 3 months or so is obviously mother's milk. And this is breast milk. So the only time you really need to consider having alternates is if for some reason she can't breastfeed. This was the case with us, so I did have to check out and research what was going to be good, and to do this I spoke to my pediatrician. What he had us go on was a baby formula mixed with barley water. Now, your pediatrician might tell you just use baby formula with boiled water, but realize the barley water is very high in protein, which is good for the baby. Now, after the first few weeks or so of using this, the baby started to have a pretty bad reaction to it, so we had to get rid of it, and we saw the pediatrician again, and then we went on to a straight barley formula with regular homogenized milk mixture. I'm going to show you how to make that now, but just remember, if you want to have your home ready, all the ingredients you'll need is whole barley pearl, Caro syrup, homogenized milk, good bottled water that you trust, possibly a baby formula recommended by a pediatrician, and those are the raw ingredients. Now, I've shown you elsewhere how to make the barley water. Now I'm going to show you how to make the barley formula. There's a pretty simple proportion that happens here, and that is you're going to take 15 ounces of barley water, one with 8 ounces, and we just add that to the pitcher. Then you just want to put another 7 ounces in to give you the full 15. There we go. All right. And to that, you're going to add 10 ounces of homogenized milk. Obviously, you want to check the due dates on the milk to make sure that you've still got some time on it and that it's very fresh. All right, that's the 10 ounces of milk. And the last thing that you're going to add is Caro syrup. And you want to put 3 ounces of this in there. Now remember, don't feed raw honey to newborn babies. It's not good for them. Your pediatrician can explain why, or you can check it up on the internet, but you don't want to do that. Caro syrup is specifically for babies, and it's easy for them to digest. And then you just go ahead and add to this your 3 ounces of Caro syrup. All right, and that's just about out of there. There we go. Now, as you might be able to see from there, all the syrup has gone to the bottom. This has to be stirred and mixed rather well. So to do that, just grab a clean spoon and stir that up. until it dissolves. So what you now have here is 28 ounces of barley formula, 15 ounces of barley water, 10 ounces of homogenized milk, and 3 ounces of caro syrup. Now for our baby right now, that's a full day's food. If you want to mix more, it's totally fine and go ahead. It'll stay fine in the fridge as long as the milk is good. So just remember to keep the same proportions of 15, 10, and 3. Normally at this point what I do is I split it up in the bottles so it's ready to serve to the baby, but that's really up to you. I always recommend getting the mother and the baby, therefore, used to barley by feeding it to the mom while she's pregnant. It tastes good, it's a very nice drink, and it's very high in protein. So you can give mom the milk with the honey, and it's enjoyable. So I hope that's helped you in terms of learning how to make barley formula, and thanks for watching The Clueless Father. We'll see you next time.